Hello everybody, this is Conquering History Games, and welcome back to part 2 of my Kingdom of Brodfeld campaign here in Hearts of Iron for Equestria at War. So we finished up the Civil War and we're about to go into the Operation Tame the Red Wolf second hunt to ensure the stability and integrity of Brodfeld. Our supporters and Militia Griffin have arrested anyone suspected of being a supporter of PCP, GLA, or any other communist or socialist organization. Often, family members of suspects were detained as well, regardless of their age. Last time this was attempted, it ended up sparking a civil war, but now the strength of the Reds has been shattered and they are unable to resist. Thousands of new prisoners have been brought to already cramped prison camps across the nation, with the largest ones being in Larios and White Flower, which hold tens of thousands of prisoners of war. Everyone will remain detained until each individual's role in the Civil War has been thoroughly investigated. Those who took up arms and fought will certainly be convicted of treason and thus receive harsh sentences. Death rates are high as malnutrition and disease ravage the crowded camps. Countless griffins are executed each day without trial. Mass graves near the camps fill quickly. I have brought peace, freedom, justice, and security to my kingdom. So we got a little more stable. Good. Good, excellent. Everything is awesome. What is this? Day of Judgment. The captured leaders of the Griffin Liberation Army were the first to face trial. The king himself, along with his son Tom Otto, traveled to White Flower's prison camp to witness the proceedings. The suspects, in face of overwhelming evidence, were all convicted guilty of high treason and were sentenced to die. While initially they were to be hanged, His Majesty barked in anger that they deserved a harsher punishment and demanded their impalement, which shocked everyone, especially the convicts and the prince. Closeo himself had banned impalement some years after the kingdom was founded, but it seemed that he had changed his mind about the matter since. General Ion Soimescu ordered his hesitant soldiers to obey at once. While the whereabouts of the devil Philip Redglad are unknown, his second-in-command, Richard Spear, had been captured and was the first to be executed. Before his impalement, he mockingly saluted the king and said, "Long live the revolution!" One by one, the traitors were killed. Cynthia, Whittia, Brandon, Rain, Coldvin, the last convict, Teresa, glanced at the prince, her eyes distraught with terror. The prince gave her a pitiful sigh in return and averted her gaze. As soldiers carried her to the sharpened iron pike, she managed to get loose from their grasp and ran to Tommaso. She fell on her knees in front of him. "I beg you, prince, I know your father is a stranger to mercy, but surely you're better than him. I don't claim to be innocent, but I repent and beg for forgiveness. If you pardon me, I swear to never betray my country again." Ion Somescu immediately pulled out his pistol and was ready to shoot her before Tommaso stepped in front of him. He turned to his furious father and said, "She genuinely regrets her actions and asks for a royal pardon. If you do not give her a chance, then I no longer wish to be an heir to such a cruel and tyrannical griffin." Closeo silently glared at his only child in both surprise and anger. His fists clenched. "Fine," he spat out. "She shall live for now. She has one chance to redeem herself." So now if we go over here. Oh, do I have to... Where is she? I thought she became a general. Evidently not. Or maybe now she did. Yeah. Could have sworn. Oh, New Maryland is seeking patriation. The plot is thickening over there. Should get interesting here. Alright. What is this decision available to me? No, I don't care about this. I don't care about most of these things most of the time. Equestria just declared on the Crystal Empire, and the Crystal Empire immediately went down. Wait, no, that was the old Crystal Empire. I think Sombra is still up. Yeah, Sombra's fine. I don't think Equestrian intervention in the Crystal Empire came just a fraction too late, although maybe not. I need to get rid of that shit. It's an awful antivirus. All right. In the Crystal Empire, civil war rages as Princess Miyamori Cadenza and King Sombra battle for the throne. Their neighbor to the south, Equestria, had previously been content to let the situation play out, but that has now changed. In Canterlot, Princess Celestia has thrown out many of their advisors and publicly shamed them Wait, what? And publicly shamed them for their role in delaying equestrian intervention in the crisis. The political fallout of the event is likely to be felt only for a moment, though, as reports state that thousands of equestrian troops are now massing in force on the border between the southernmost crystalline states and the northernmost equestrian states. Indeed, by the time you read this, shots may have already been fired. Well, let's see here. It's kind of even right now, but unless the changelings get involved soon, I think Equestria is going to reinstate the government. The pro-Celestia government, that is. Alright, so we've got all those things done here. We're still waiting on that infantry equipment. Okay, cool. That's finally done, so we can now go to the next one and pick up ourselves some electronic engineering. Very good. Okay. Moving on. Moving on and up. Okay. We're doing all right. We're doing all right. Doing all right. We're doing all right. But it's already December of 1007. We're about to exile the Democrats. All right. More events. More events coming. The deportation. Unlike the purge of communists, the banishment of Democrats received less support among our subjects. Members of the Golden Guard, on the other claw, strongly agreed with the king and used the opportunity to spread anti-democratic propaganda. They justified the exile by drawing parallels to Aquileia, where Democrats plotted with socialists and communists to overthrow the Descartes dynasty via violent revolution. Clearly, the exile was a necessary action to secure peace in Prywin. Prince Tommaso traveled to Scythia, that's over here, accompanied by a small group of royal guards. The crowded harbor was filled with deportees and ships ready to carry them abroad to countries such as Sycamon and Graphius. With hasty steps, he went to the ship, headed to Wingbardy, and was greeted by soldiers. "Greetings! What brings you here, Prince? I must find a griffin called Enrico Civaladore at once." The soldiers nodded and obeyed. One read the passenger register, while another went into the crowd, shouting his name. Eventually, Enrico was found and brought before Tommaso. He was wearing a black suit and his signature hat, and carried a suitcase with all of his belongings. When he saw the prince, his eyes widened. "Tom, what brings you here? I was just about to board the ship." "You're not going anywhere, friend." Tommaso gave one of the soldiers a letter with a golden royal seal. He opened it and read aloud. "I, King Closeo Kisao of Brodfeld, hereby grant a royal pardon to Enrico Civaladore." Enrico opened his mouth in shock. "What? How?" The prince smiled warmly. "I had to argue with my father for an hour to get him to sign this. You can stay, Enrico. Friends are always there for you." All right, finally, a humble opinion. Let's get to it. Let's get to it. All right. Very nice, very nice. How are we doing logistically? Still short on this infantry equipment. 262 days to go on this. Wow. Kind of sucks, but we'll just have to deal with it. Now let's go check in on how this war is going. The Crystal Empire is kind of holding them back in that it's not a total rout, but it definitely does look like they are losing. And unless the unless we see the changelings intervene, which it doesn't look like they're going to be doing anytime soon, then I think they've got this pretty locked down. Equestria, that is. New Maryland recognizes Stalingrad. Well, we're going to see a communist New Maryland then, I think. Hold on a second. I'll read this in just a moment. Let's see. Recognize Stalingrad. Yep. Okay. They'll become free. Well, it should be interesting to see how that plays out. Okay. The meeting. The prince took a deep breath and knocked on the door of his father's office. Never before had he been courageous enough to tell his father what he truly thought of him, but recent events had changed that. "Come in," said his father. So he entered. The king was frowning, as he had always been since his wife had been assassinated. "What do you want now? Another royal pardon for another traitor?" No, I want to tell you what I think about everything that has happened in recent years." Clouseau rolled his eyes. "Fine, be quick. I have a royal banquet to plan." Tommaso sighed, closed his eyes, and spoke. Father, I cannot help but feel like everything was ultimately caused by you. The famine was caused by your trade policy, and the assassination of my mother was caused by you assuming dictatorial powers, and the Civil War was caused by you hunting the communists, even though the griffin responsible for the assassination had been shot and killed immediately. You were hunting innocents for no reason, so they rebelled. Closeo's purple eyes burned with anger, the scar on his cheek twisting as he grimaced. How dare you! How dare you say things like that! He stood up and slammed his fist on the table. Tomato was startled, but quickly regained his composure. Father, I'm sorry, but I felt like I had to tell you to keep my honest opinion. You keep trying to do things right, but you keep failing and hurting our griffins, which only makes you worse. After the impalements, I wasn't sure if I even wanted to call you father anymore. It's as if a changeling had taken his place. What would my mother say if she saw you now? Don't you think you've gone too far? His Majesty calmed himself and sat down on his chair. He stared into nothingness silently while Tomato wiped a tear from his cheek. You are bold, son, for speaking against your father like that. Very bold indeed, but I forgive you this time. Now be gone. I have much work to do. Alright, and then this should have opened up a royal dinner. Cool. Shortly after meeting with the prince, the king continued preparations for a grand banquet in the royal palace. Members of every noble house in Prywin have been invited along with other notable figures, and invitations have been sent abroad as well. It will truly be a grand feast. Boy, this dinner, it's so royal. Yeah, so now I am in a blind zone. I don't know what happens from here, so it should be interesting. I guess we can kind of, let's see here. Long live the king. It looks like the fascists get more powerful, but does that necessarily mean that we go fascist? King's speech. This king's speech might flip us that way. Reward the Golden Guard. Golden Guard becomes ruling party. Okay, so we will eventually become that. That's fine. That's good. Yeah, I don't care. So we got some military training stuff here. Yeah, we just got how much political power are we gaining a day? 1.3 a day, even with Liberation Day. So have we already hit one of these? But basically, every year on the anniversary of the win, we're going to get a little bit of stability, which is cool. So yeah, now we go fascist, and I don't know what's gonna happen. Did these guys change their country again? The Zafzan National Republic. Okay, so they just got renamed, but they're still fascist. Still keeping an eye also on this civil war over in Longsword. All the days. How's it going over here? Crystal Empire is still holding them back, although they have an encirclement over here. Surely, yeah, Equestria's gearing up. If they're already on new high command, Crystal Empire is not going to last much longer. Plus, the changelings need to... Oh, well, the Olinians went fascist. Interesting. But the changelings need to attack Equestria if Sombra is going to have any sort of a chance. Sinister Seraph elected as General Secretary. Okay, we got some interesting things happening over here in Equestria. What's going on in Nova? No, the assassination hasn't happened yet with Nova Griffonia. Gotta wait on that a little bit. What else are we gonna do here? Okay, a royal dinner. Today, a grand banquet was held in Kevison's royal palace. Visitors arrived from all over Prywin and beyond, with members of every noble house attending along with foreign dignitaries. In addition, a surprisingly large number of military officers attended, many of whom were notable members of the Golden Guard. The king greeted everyone personally, shaking their claws as they entered, his son standing beside him. The king smiled, yet Tomato's gaze was absent and he barely spoke. The dinner's program consisted of a 6-course meal, which the king especially enjoyed, a musical performance conducted by the Wingbardian Brodfeldian maestro Enrico Chivaldori, an hour of dancing, and a 5-course meal, which the king also enjoyed. After the sun had set, the king held a speech as the guests enjoyed the finest Sycameon wine. My dear friends, I hope you have all enjoyed my banquet. Let this be a sign to you all that a new age of bliss and prosperity has begun in Brodfeld. Indeed, if it wasn't for our brave soldiers, we would not be standing here right now. Their brave sacrifices and their determination to save our country from godless communists impress even Arcturus himself. Therefore, this feast is held in their honor. In my warriors of gold I can trust, for I know they will defend Prywin from without and within for many years to come. Closeo's burning violet eyes were especially focused on the foreigners and the nobles. Let he who conspires to destroy Brodfeld know that we will not give in easily. A baptism of fire have we survived, and it has made us strong. Nothing shall break our kingdom. Long live Brodfeld! Ivliana watches over us. Closeo pounded his chest with his fist and raised it high. When the officers in the audience saw this, they did the same and shouted, Hail, Closeo! Long live the king! Long live Brodfeld! The other visitors appeared uncomfortable, especially the foreigners, and the prince left the room with hasty steps. Brodfeld shall prevail! Okay. Long live the king. And we've got some political power here. Should we go extensive conscription or pick something else up? Yeah, I want to get a little bit more. I know we don't have the logistics set quite yet. Oh, I'm not even making any artillery. Foolish of me. All right. And we'll see what we can do from here. Oh yeah, I didn't read what this says. So popularity of fascists is going to go up by 10%. Then we're going to get 75 more political power. King Closeo bravely led his people through the storm of civil war. He is the uniter of Prywin and our savior, who ended the instability following the famine and restored the economy. The communists tried to outdo him in his rule, but were utterly crushed. The gods have blessed him. Truly the gods have blessed him. All must praise the infallible, glorious king, if you say so. So I know that there is some industry and army stuff that I'm not doing that maybe I should, but I think we're going to be okay in the end. Yeah, because if we look over here, yeah, there's the Navy tree. Then we can either go Air Force or tanks, not both. We still could do government reforms. It's going to cost me political power. I don't really see a reason to do this if I don't have to, but we have plenty of the industry stuff over here as well. All right. White Flowers, Nasom Dam. Finish Dam. All right. Okay, almost done with Long Live the King. When are we going to get aggressive? That's why I'm rushing down the political tree. I'm hoping that's what this is leading to. Codify emergency powers. After the famine of 995 and the following unrest, the king declared a state of emergency, which granted him nigh unlimited powers. These powers ensured peace and prosperity until the evil communists ruined it all. Now that they are dealt with, these powers must be solidified with a new constitution. Are we gonna get what ministers do we have now? I just don't want to pick up a minister and he's not good for me later. Ruthless industrialist might be good. You know, that little extra construction speed. Put the cap up. Friendly preacher. Yeah, Mason of science. Yeah, let's get this one. Dakaran be gone. How is the construction going? We're still working on infrastructure. It'll be worth it in the end. At least I hope so. That's the plan. Then again, we can't justify on anybody. The world tension's not high enough. Is the government gonna pull this off? I don't know what's going on with this war. Meanwhile, the Crystal Empire is actually pushing in pretty well. And the changelings decided they are not. Okay, they went with pressure, but they did not then conquest Olenia. Sombra's got about 52 divisions. He's keeping it even. He's keeping it neck and neck with Equestria. Looks like he has yet another encirclement over here. Nice, we're done with the support equipment. Let's get some of that in construction. Okay. Next we need 550 days. It's got to be done. I got some factory output over here. No, actually, let's get the dispersed industry. I probably should go concentrated considering how technologically behind I am. Let's see, we got one research slot here. I don't know, there's so much to do, but I'm really trying to just rush down here and see what we could do, what's going to happen politically, even though I'm falling further and further behind industrially in terms of research, in terms of all that stuff. Let's see, how long has this episode been? Okay, we're about 2/3 of the way through, so we can get some more stuff happening. Let's see what exactly the king's speech does. Now that peace has been restored, the king plans to hold a speech and reveal his vision of the future to his loyalist subjects, assuring them that he has their best interests in mind. Alright. Let's see how that goes. We also have a lot more of this stuff. I don't know. I feel like once we go okay, Aeon, Somescu, we have to be fascist to use him. We also could get this princess for the stability, but I don't think we need that. Ah, there's Teresa. Yeah, she's the one who, so she's a minister, not a general. Or like she could be in the military high command, I meant. She's not here. Okay. Anybody else up for an upgrade, though? We got a logistics wizard. Of course, we got to do aggressive assaulter. And maybe we should just stack that with the offensive doctrine. I don't really like offensive doctrine, though. Okay. Better infantry equipment is ready to go. Now, let's get the better artillery. After all, it's on our flag, isn't it? Okay, the king's speech. Wow, this is a lot of text. A large crowd gathered in Kevison's royal palace today to listen to the king's first public speech after the capitulation of the Griffin Liberation Army. Many Griffins were eager to hear what plans for the rebuilding effort he had, for very little had been done so far besides military reforms. King Closeo finally appeared on the balcony, flanked by military officers such as Ion Somescu and Alexandra Liuescu. Okay, so the two I already have here. He seemed more confident and secure than during the war, and his paranoia of communist assassins appears to have dissipated completely. He also gained weight, but his furious, determined gaze prevented anyone from mocking him. Griffins of Pyron, for a while now, we have enjoyed re-established peace, but we cannot simply rest on our laurels much longer. The threat of war looms even now over us, dark and foreboding, but this threat does not only come from within, but from without. Communism is not a plague that was born in Praiwian soil, but abroad, and beyond our borders, the sore of Griffin kind festers still. The crowd still expected him to say what he would do about the widespread damage and societal rifts caused by the Civil War. This is why we cannot simply sit and do nothing, my dear subjects. The red beast is a hydra with many heads, and if one is severed, another takes its place. And not only do the Reds threaten us, but warmongers and self-proclaimed liberators as well. The entire world stands against us, seeking to destroy our nation. Conflict is therefore inevitable. War is inevitable. Suffering is inevitable. We must prepare or else we will die, for only the strong can resist the coming tide. But worry not, for our nation is strong and can withstand any storm. And every storm has to end and be followed by a peaceful golden day. The hope of victory in our hearts must never die. Brodfeld shall prevail! For a brief moment the crowd was silent and in deep shock. But then members of the Golden Guard among the crowd began furiously clapping and cheering, and other griffins soon joined until most of them were praising the king loudly. Ion Somescu squinted and spotted those who did not share their patriotic enthusiasm, and whispered to Alexandru to get his soldiers ready. Traitors to the king would need to be interrogated at once. Brodfeld shall prevail! I lose stability, get war support, fascists are more popular, and we get some political power as well. Okay. We're gonna need all three of these, huh? Okay, let's do the parade. Grand military parade. The parade following our victory was a pathetic embarrassment. This time the king is ensured things are done right. Oh, look at that, another Aquilean revolution. I knew those Democrats would be trouble. Look at what they've done again. Anyway, what I was saying here. The parade following our victory was a pathetic embarrassment. This time the king has ensured things are done right. Organized rows of proud soldiers in new uniforms, marching in unison with their wings spread wide and holding the shining banners of Brodfeld high. Our griffins can be proud of the army once again. All right. Cool. Crystal Empire, this is some funky borders that are going on over here. I think it's just too much. It's too much to... Oh, wow. The Olenians just declared on the changelings. They took the fight to them. They weren't going to wait around. They brought the beef. All right, so we cannot put Ione here, but Alexandru, he's an obvious choice, isn't he? It seems like he's... Yeah, let's get some artillery happening here. Aircraft designer and stuff. I don't... Fall of Sakura. Yeah, it's. I think this isn't going to work out for them. Oh, what is this? Oh, border fight going on with the Blackrock Bandits. This is a problem. Because there's nobody there. There's nobody in position to fight them. Hurry up. Get there. Dang it. How much longer is this fight going to go? Less than a day. If I win, I get political power and stability, and they'll lose a bunch. If we lose, either we'll get stolen wealth or village destroyed. How annoying. Border conflicts. They're going to gain loot. Now, I wonder if that's similar to the... Oh, I just noticed, yeah, the Socialist Republic ended up winning in Longsword. So they'll be going after Hellquill soon enough. Address the Impoverished. Address the Impoverished? Was that some weird, funky name? You're a lady, Starry Grad. What is that? I don't even understand what that means. Okay, so we've done the King's Speech. Time for the opera performance. Curious as to what exactly that means. The old opera house in Larios was badly damaged. Where's Larios? Oh, hey, we're winning this skirmish now. Nice. I think that'll pretty effectively cripple them. Larios is here. It's along the river. Okay, but the old opera house in Larios was badly damaged by red criminals during the war, but will now be restored to its former glory. The first performance following the grand reopening was this failed revolution. Man, the Republic never wins anymore. It seems to me anyway. Their kingdom once again. All right. Anyway, the old opera house in Larios was badly damaged by red criminals during the war, but will now be restored to its former glory. The first performance following the grand reopening is an adaptation of the folklore story The Little Ewe, where two lazy and jealous shepherds plot to kill a virtuous, wealthy shepherd and share his wealth, which he justly earned through hard work. Communists have now seized power in New Maryland. So we have Marsoc. Yeah, I think this is... Or Marsoc. And communism also got banned across the border, so look forward to some fighting going on there. Huh. So... What? Okay, so they're... I guess because... Oh, are they still... Successful defense? Vicious thugs have been met with full force, and after some skirmishing, they retreated back beyond their own border. Did they not expect us to put up a fight? They won't be trying the same scheme on us again anytime soon. Cool, so we got some political power and stability, which is perhaps the more important part. Okay. So, technically, Marsoc is... Well, they have non-aggression pacts, but they're still fighting the Crystal Empire. Whoa, is this... Did they open up a brand new tree? This looks unique. I don't think I've seen this. Seize the opportunity. They're going to go for a closed economy. We got some purges coming. Reclass the population. Seize the economy. Begin mind control. The Ministry of Love. So are they going to fight anybody? Ministry of Peace. Plenty. Goldshoof's Betrayal. Gain national spirit. 2 minutes hate. Ministry of Truth, Ignorance is Strength, Freedom is Slavery, War is Peace. Yeah. But do they ever get aggressive against anybody? It doesn't look like it. But Wingbardy's probably going to go after them at some point. A lot of interesting stuff going on here. Alright, so once the opera performance is done, we're going to call it a day, and in the next episode we will reward the Golden Guard and switch over to fascism. Then, I don't know what this King's Gambit, King Gambit Refused, or whatever it is. Well, you know what, maybe we should just do the Golden Guard now. The Legion of Eviliana, known as the Golden Guard, are a patriotic and religious organization with many soldiers and veterans among their ranks. They were fierce opponents of communist scum during the war and should be granted high-ranking government positions. Their zeal will inspire all of Prywood to take up arms against the Red Menace. And Stalingrad is going to help, so that should pretty much be the end of it for the Crystal Empire, unless the changes... Oh, actually, technically they haven't won yet. Nope, now it's over, but unless the changelings, like, right now go after Equestria, I think it's over for the Crystal Empire. They're working on a railway, and oh, they could have suck an alliance with him, but Sombra wanted to do this all on his own, I guess. Also, I'm deliberately not using the political power now. I'm just holding on to it because I just wonder, like, what, you never know when something's going to hit you, some event, maybe turning into fascists is going to hurt our political power or something. So I just want to hold on to it for right now, and then once we make the switch, we're going to hire some people. Vidina is fighting Vidina. Which one is that? Okay, so we have a civil war up here. Do these guys have a... No? Okay, I guess they just had a civil war, even though they don't have their own focus trees. Interesting. Don't know what that is about. What's available? Yeah, let's improve the workers' conditions. Liberation Day again. We really have got to figure out what we are gonna do. Who do we go after first? The National Republic or the Black Rock Bandits? That is the question. But is this almost done yet? 10 more days. And what else is going on in the world? So I don't know who's going to win this, and I don't think it actually matters. Yeah, it's just such a big front for the Crystal Empire to cover, and Stalingrad is just roaring over the border, probably with some super duper strong tanks. All right. Is there not a pop-up? Gambit accepted, Gambit refused. All right, let's wait a few days, see if we're going to get an event here. But we are now fascist. And let's look again. What did this give me? Acceptance of fascist diplomacy plus 10. Acceptance of unaligned diplomacy minus 10. Military factory construction speed plus 10%. Ooh, that's pretty cool. Non-aligned party will now be called the Partido Nacional Prevenient. Oh, so it just... What? Okay, so I guess you just go straight for the Golden Dawn. Maybe this happens later. Okay, I guess we'll just do a Golden Dawn then. Communism is not the only threat to our lives. We cannot blindly trust our neighbors either, communist or not, as some of them may see our weakness and pounce on us like vile beasts. Ah, here we go. Wait, Chimera attack. Well, this is unrelated, actually. But we're just going to stop it there for right now. Oh, there's the Golden Guard. Why does this look so familiar? But we're going to stop it there for right now. Thank you for joining me. I'm Conquering History Games, and in the next episode of this Kingdom of Brodfeld campaign, we're going to do the Golden Dawn, and it looks like we have a few things we can do here. Really curious about the Crusade against Communism bit. And we do have some communists we certainly can target, from Stalingrad to, well, I don't know if we'll go all the way to Stalingrad, but, you know, Marisak here. the Socialist Republic of Longsword. And of course, we have our enemies to the west and east. But I will see you then. You all have yourselves a great day, and bye.